Hi, hello. Welcome back to our journey where we review Transformice, the cartoon series. This time we're reviewing episode 7, Fatale's Charm. The plot of episode begins when Brutus is leading group of mice to the cheese. Brutus tries to eat the cheese, but they get distracted by the voice. We see that there's tail peeking out and Brutus is charmed by it. It turns out that the tail belongs to Mouse in the thumbnail, Fatale. She's also the only mouse whose pronouns are confirmed by the show. It's confirmed in another episode, though. Then we see that all the mice are charmed by her tail. Then Fatale tries to take the cheese herself. Mice notice and they run after her. Mice begin to fight, but they are careless and end up under the bowl while cheese is outside the bowl. So Fatale is considered to be a pretty controversial character, and many think that she's sexist stereotype. In this episode, her whole deal is that she attracts mice with her tail, so they don't focus on the cheese. The creators said that the character's gender is a secret. I mean, they could say that so that the viewers could decide for themselves, since any audience loves to project themselves into the characters they love, but it also could be the way to avoid accountability. They never said she was a girl, so it's not sexist, right? Well, genderless characters can also fall into sexist stereotype territory, and the secret thing isn't really a shield for the creators. Transformice Wiki states that the trope of alluring character is a classic TV trope. But is it a fair justification? Not really. When you take a really old media, there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't fly today. Old cartoons had a lot of racist stuff, for example, but it was considered normal and acceptable in the day. We really shouldn't take old media that was problematic and use it as an example to follow. No wonder audience took issue with this character, since Transformice is pretty unisex game. It isn't targeted at either boys or girls, which is good. Gendering things is pretty stupid anyway. As for my thoughts on the episode and actual review, I guess we're having a mid-marathon since I don't really care for this episode either. I don't really like the plots where the character wants to be seen as attractive. It doesn't matter if they want to find love or if it's for their own personal gain. I mean, I'm aromantic, so maybe this is why episode didn't really click with me. I'm also not a fan of Fatale having this supernatural power, since I feel like it really diminishes the importance of the shamans. Fatale's not a shaman. Why does she have any power? Also, I'm not really big on her character, to be honest. Brutus's existence in this episode is really pointless. You could replace them with any random mouse and episode wouldn't change. There's also the fact that Fatale took a while to appear when Trix was hogging all the screen time. If there were 7 main characters, audience would probably assign 7 deadly sins to them, but unfortunately, there are only 6. The whole episode is really boring and not much happens. This episode is pretty forgettable, and it's not helped by the sexist tropes that appear in it. If there is some sort of message, it appears to be when everyone fights for something, no one gets anything. And if that's the message of episode, then I don't really agree with it. I think this message can be harmful, but maybe that's because my mind went to war for some reason. So anyways, those are my thoughts on the episode.
Bye.